Marvel Studios delivered hard at this year's San Diego Comic-Con with so many amazing reveals and new trailers shown, but in my opinion, the biggest one was the official announcement of Avengers Secret Wars coming November 7th, 2025. A Secret Wars movie has been heavily rumored for around 3 years now, and with the way the MCU has been going during Phase 4, practically everyone was theorizing that it was coming, so getting an official confirmation was pretty exciting. However, there could be more to it than just Kang, the Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, and a bunch of cameos. Avengers Secret Wars could soft reboot the MCU to recast legacy characters such as Steve Rogers and Tony Stark. Now, before we get any deeper into this video, I just want to clarify that this is a theory. Nothing has been confirmed or even rumored for this to be the case, but I think it's an interesting theory to discuss, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below after, of course, you hit the subscribe button. By the time Avengers Secret Wars comes out, the MCU will almost have been around for 20 years, 17 and a half to be exact. That is a long time for a cinematic universe to stay the same and not be rebooted. It's not impossible, nor is it even likely to be rebooted. I mean, if anyone can keep a cinematic universe going that long without rebooting, it's Kevin Feige, but it is something to take note. The big reason why this theory is even plausible and not something to laugh at is because of the events of Secret Wars. Multiverses, incursions, universes collapsing, universes colliding, and universes merging. If Feige wanted to do a soft reboot, it doesn't get easier than Secret Wars. But why would Feige even want to do that? 2 reasons. The first, mutants. So far, the X-Men have not made their debut in the main 616 MCU timeline. The only teases we have gotten are Wanda and Pietro being the only subjects who have survived Strucker's test because something was different about them, and most recently, Kamala Khan being confirmed to be a mutant. During this year's San Diego Comic-Con, Feige announced all of Phase 5 and 3 movies in Phase 6. There were 0 X-Men/mutant projects in Phase 5, and the 3 Phase 6 movies, as far as we can tell, do not include mutants. So, why is Kevin Feige seemingly choosing not to include the X-Men in the next 2 phases? Simplicity. There needs to be an explanation for where mutants have been in the MCU, and there could be plenty. Krakoa, Professor X wiping minds, or the X gene hasn't been activated yet on a wide scale as we've seen with Kamala. But with Secret Wars, once that movie is done, and presumably some universes are going to collide with 616, you can just have the X-Men and mutants already be a thing in the MCU with this new merged 616 timeline. But why stop there? If you're already going to be changing the timeline like that, or merging universes so that dead characters are now alive again, why not take full advantage of it? If you bring in a new Tony Stark, you can have Tony and Reed interacting. If you bring in a new Steve Rogers, you can have the rivalry between Steve Rogers and Cyclops. Does the MCU need to have these interactions? No, but now that Marvel Studios has pretty much every character they could ever want to use outside of supporting Spider-Man characters, they might want to take full advantage. I don't think this would be a bad thing. Yes, RDJ and Chris Evans are legendary in their roles, and Chris Evans' Steve Rogers is one of my favorite characters of all time, but that doesn't mean Iron Man and Steve Rogers should never be done again in live action. Take Spider-Man, for example. Tobey Maguire is also legendary in the role of Spider-Man. Imagine if they stopped them from making Spider-Man movies with new actors. A lot of people's favorite Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield or Tom Holland, my personal favorite. And Batman is another example of this. It wouldn't be ruining the endings of RDJ's Tony Stark and Chris Evans' Steve Rogers because those sacrifices and endings would still have happened in the grand MCU timeline. And we can always go back and rewatch those movies, as I do once every few months and will continue to do, even if this happens. And it won't make that experience any less amazing. But this way, Marvel Studios can literally do anything and everything. And fans can finally get to see those characters who wouldn't be around otherwise because their endings happened and or the actors just wouldn't want to return. And this wouldn't be a full-on reboot. I don't think characters like the Fantastic Four or Doctor Doom or Kamala Khan, Shang-Chi, etc., any of the recent and younger additions to the MCU would be recast. Just characters who are either long gone, like Iron Man, Steve, maybe even Quicksilver, or characters that have actors who might not want to be in the MCU for another 10 to 20 years. Again, this is just a theory, maybe not even a likely one. However, I don't think it's out of the question. All in all, the MCU's future is super exciting, and I can't wait to see what we get. What do you think about this theory? Let me know in the comment section down below, and make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my future Marvel videos every Monday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Have a wonderful day, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time.